What should one do when they find themselves craving an experience of peace, of relaxations in their meditation? What should one do when they feel themselves craving an experience of peace, of relaxations in their meditation? Okay. So, there are two words that we have to keep in our mind, Dhammachanda and Kamachanda. So at the beginning, we have to attach to our practice. We practice maintaining a goal. Until achieving that goal, we have to attach to that path. There is a sutta named Alagadupama Sutta in Majjhima Nikaya. There is a simile given by the Buddha in that sutta. There is a river that you have to cross. To cross the river, you need raft. Until finish the journey, you have to attach to the raft. You have to take care of the raft. When you cross the river, you can get rid of that raft. You don't need it. You don't want to carry it. So same way, when you start to practice meditation, you start in your feelings, you can feel yourself, you can see yourself, your mind is relaxing, your mind is fading with defilements and happiness increasing, so you have to attach to it. But at the end, even that also you have to get rid of. But it is later. That's why Dhammachanda means desire to be desireless. You have desire. What is that desire? To be desireless. So that desire is wholesome. You have to increase that desire. So, very mundane way, you can see, you need to achieve degree. You have to go to classes to achieve that degree. So you have to develop your interest to go to classes, stay with that classes, to get good credits with that classes. You have to have that attachment. Without that attachment, how you can get good certificate, good credits? So same way, to develop your insight, to develop your wholesomeness, you have to have attachment for that. It is not harmful, it is not full of defilements. It is completely, that desire is there, but that desire is not harmful. That desire is useful. So therefore, when you start to practice meditation through your experience, you feel relaxed, you feel calm, quiet situations, don't worry. You can keep going. You don't want to stop there, you have to keep going, but you don't want to worry about that relaxation's attachment. Keep that attachment. There is a story. Anathapindika, he's a banker who was in the Buddha's time. His son was not interested to listen to the teachings of the Buddha, but father was one of devout person, one of main support of the Buddha. Father wanted to help him to listen to the Buddha. Just listen to the Buddha, because he did not have any interest to listen to Dhamma or practice Dhamma, anything. One day, father, he's a banker, he has a lot of money, he asked his son, dear son, I know you don't like to go to see the Buddha. You don't want to listen to Buddha. That's fine. It's okay. But go and see that environment. Come back. I will give some money for you. Then he agreed. A good deal. And he went to see the temple where the Buddha is living. Look around. Came back. And father gave some money for him. He was happy. Following day, father asked from the son, can you go today also and just talk to one word to the Buddha and come back. Then, following his guidance, he went to the temple where the Buddha was dwelling, and he wanted to say hi to Buddha. He said, came back, he got money. He was happy. And then third time, father was asking from the son, okay, now you went to the place, okay, that's good. And you talked to the Buddha, that is good too. Today, you go and listen to his teaching, and can you remember one word and tell me that word after listening to the Buddha? Then he promised, because he has money, he liked money. Then he went to do that activity, that mission, to accomplish that mission. His mission is to earn money. Then he went to see the Buddha, and he sat there. Buddha was giving a sermon. He started to listen, and then when he started to listen to Buddha, now he is confused which one I can remember. So he started to pay attention thoroughly. He developed his energy because he wanted to keep something in mind to tell to father. Otherwise he is not giving money. So having that desire, he started to listen to Dhamma. At the end he realized the Dhamma. He realized the truth. So then he went back home and he refused the money from dad. So in this way, there are some kind of techniques, some kind of strategies that we have to keep to develop our insight, to develop our spirituality, to develop our wholesomeness. So enjoy that relaxation that you are gaining through your practice. Enjoy that peace that you are gaining through your practice. But don't stop there. Go beyond that. Go beyond that. We have eternal goal. That is eternal happiness. To establish our happiness. We have a happiness, but that changing is going up and down. Sometimes we feel very happy. Sometimes that happiness disappearing from us. That is the nature of mundane mind. So therefore, our obligation, our duty, our responsibility is to establish our happiness. We are working on that. Therefore, enjoying that relaxations and happy thoughts. Keep going, keep going. Don't stop your practice. That's the most important thing. How does one keep themselves from suffering when they are filled with guilty from their past, from days of their childhood when they were ignorant, crushing harm to themselves and their parents? Okay. One day, there was a discussions with Buddha and a king, as I remember, King Ajasatta. He was questioning from the Buddha, Venerable Sir, your disciples are very calm, serene, attractive, very beautiful. What is the secret of that? And then the Buddha said, Atitan nanu sochanti nappa jappanti nagata vattamanena yapenti tena vanno pasidati. Atitan nanu sochanti, they are not worried about their past. Nappa jappanti nagata, they are not daydreaming about future which is not arrived yet. Vattamanena yapenti, they are live mindfully in the present. The present. Tena vanno pasidasi. This is the secret of their good appearance, attractiveness, calmness. This is the secret. So, therefore, even though we have so many experiences in our past, those experiences are painful. If those experiences are painful, if those experiences are hateful, guilty, which is not supportive of our spiritual path, so try to get rid of that memories from your mind. In Dhammapada it says, if someone not experience things that you done with happy face, don't even think about that. If there is something that you experience with happy face, think about it again and again. Again and again. So, these are the advice of the Buddha. So, there are some unwholesome, guilty thoughts, experience with us. We don't want to pay attention to any of these unwholesome, unhappy stages, unhappy situations. We have to develop our energy, to develop our wholesomeness and to see these things with equanimity. We have to develop our equanimity. So then we can tolerate all these unwholesome, unhappy, guilty experience. We can tolerate all these. But there is a lesson. We have to take that lesson. I did bad things. It's come around me. It's not helping to be happy. It's not giving any chance to develop my spirituality or wholesomeness. Always bothering my wholesomeness. So I don't want to keep that things in our mind. Take that lessons to see the nature of that nasty, unwholesome activity. In Dhammapada, there is a beautiful simile for that. In Dhammapada, first and second stanzas. Mano pubbangama dhamma mano setta manomaya manasache paduttena bhasativa karotiva tatonam dukkhamang veti chakkangva vahato padam. The mind is the leader, mind is the forerunner. If you do something with wicked mind, the result is painful. It's like a wheel in bullock cart or chariot. Whenever the ox or horse going up, the wheel is turning as he walk, or when he start to run, it's ready to roll in fast. When he try to get back, it's hurting. The wheel definitely giving hard time to the ox or horse. In same way, when you have done any unwholesome activities, you have to pay for it. When the ox or horse put into chariot or bullock cart, it is not happy things for that animal. It is painful. He is not doing that things happily. He has to do it, therefore he is doing that. Therefore, Same way, you have to pay for if you've done any unwholesome activities, nasty things, you have to pay for it. It is always giving hard time for you. Even though you are going up or coming back, it will give hard time for you. It is the nature. Therefore, we have to develop our energy and effort to get rid of some memories which is not wholesome, which is unwholesome, unhappy, unhumanistic things. Is it possible for a laypersons to progress to liberation in this lifetime? Yes, why not? The Buddha, I would like to recommend you to read Mahasatipatthana Sutta. Mahasatipatthana Sutta in Digha Nikaya. At the end of that sutta is mentioned, if you have energy, effort, to attain enlightenment, even 6 hours is enough to liberate. Only problem, we don't have energy and effort, that's why we are in this samsaric circle. So if you have that energy, that effort, yes, you can attain enlightenment. Therefore, whether you are layperson or monastic, it doesn't matter. Only we need energy. Only we need effort. We use word virya. Virya, that's the most important thing, is to continue and apply this. So therefore, it doesn't matter whether you are lay person or a monk, it doesn't matter. You can attain enlightenment, you can liberate from samsara in this very life, yes. How does one know if they have reached stream entry? There are 3 defilements that person can get rid of through enlightenment of first level, first sainthood level, Sotapanna. What are those? Sakkayaditthi, Vichikichcha, Silabbata Paramasa, doubt, and wrong views about you, about this body, me, my, myself. That concept you can completely eliminate, attaining Sotapanna. That's the first one, Sakkaya. The second one, rituals. You are not going here and there to find your liberation. You're not ready to apply different methods anymore. After you are attaining Sotapanna, you ready to eliminate all the rituals, rites from your practice, attaining Sotapanna. Then you can experience it. Then you know you attain Sotapanna. So this is the way how you can recognize the stage that you achieve. Until Arahant, it's explained, you can see where are you, where is your practice is. You can see it yourself. What is the best way for laypersons to reach jhana? There are not many ways. One and only way. Noble Eightfold Path. To achieve dhyana, you have to mainly practice circle meditation, samatha bhavana, circle meditation, to develop your concentration. That's the main technique that you have to apply. One and only technique, there is no other techniques to achieve jhana or liberate from samsara. The Buddha said, Ekayano ayam maggo sattanam visuddhya. When he start Satipatthana Sutta, he start in this way, Ekayano ayam maggo. This is the one and only path for your liberation. So therefore, to achieve any jhana or sainthood level, these are the methods. Only 3 activities are there practicing generosity, observing precepts, meditating. These are the three activities. You have to develop Sila, Samadhi, Prajna. Sila means moral, Samadhi means concentration, and Prajna, wisdom. These are the three results that we have to gain through these three activities. If I meditate for 2 hours, a day off, should I develop Metta, Vipassana and concentration? 30 minutes Metta, 30 minutes Vipassana. Or choose one to develop more deeply. To practice meditation, Metta or Vipassana, you don't want to, keep a kind of limitation. Okay, I practice 30 minutes Metta, I practice Vipassana 30 minutes. Don't depend on your clock. Just think about if you're going to sit, meditate. So you have concept of, I'm going to practice 1 hour. Then, while you are practicing, is 1 hour? No, just 10 minutes. Again, 1 hour? Oh no, 20 minutes. How many times you may going to connect with your clock? Therefore, don't make objects clock to your meditation. Your meditation object should be Metta or Vipassana, whatever the object, take that as object and continue as much as you can. Your body feel it, your mind feel it. If you don't have any other things to do, so you are free from all the things, then you can continue it as much as you can. And if you don't happy with that time length, increase your time length. Next time, I want to increase more. In this manner, you can continue. When you attach to, when it's became a habit to you, then you don't worry about the time length. How long you practice, it doesn't matter. So, but my suggestion, not actually my suggestion, is it is one of advice given by the Buddha. When you start to practice Vipassana, better not to practice Vipassana it's alone. Practice mixing with Buddhanussati, Metta, Asubha, with all these meditation techniques. Because sometimes, if you don't have real teacher, when you are confusing with some things, if you're not able to get someone to talk about these things, so you might in trouble. Therefore, practice mixing Vipassana and Samatha both together, which is very helpful. The word that we use for that, Yuganad, both together. How to deal with aversion arising at the sounds people? Okay. While you are living with others, so many noises should be there. As I mentioned yesterday, even someone's breath would be bothering you if you are connecting with that. It might be reasons to increase your angry thoughts. So therefore, living in a community, living with others, we have to develop our equanimity. Tolerance rate is very important. No one can live alone. We always depend on each other. Someone think about who has millions money, that person can say, oh no, I don't need anyone, I can live alone. Can that person live alone? No. When his hair is growing, he want to go to barber. He is dependent on barber. When his clothes is old, he want to change his clothes, he want to buy new one. He want to go to stores or he want to go to tailor. He is dependent on tailor. When he is hungry, he want to eat something. He is not growing anything, then he have to go to farmer to get something to eat. Or he want to go to any store to buy something to eat. He is dependent on someone. Therefore, we all are dependent on others. No one independent in this world. Therefore, to live with others, we have to develop our metta and we have to develop our tolerance. Equanimity is the maximum level of your tolerance. We have to develop our ability to bear these things, which is very important. Otherwise, any reason can be increase our angry thoughts. Any reason. Have you experienced yourself just looking some people, you have anger to that person. You never talk to that person. You never met before him. But you have anger to that, I don't like to see him. I don't want to talk to him. Why? You don't know reasons, but I know the reasons. That is the way how we develop in this samsara. Anger, how we develop in this samsara. You can read, there's a book by Dr. Brian Weiss. He's a psychiatrist, Many Masters and Many Lives. How we carry anger. In Buddhist literature, there is a story, Kali Yakkini. In Jataka story books, you can read the book, you can read that story, Kali Yakkini. Very similar to Brian Weiss' books, Many Masters and Many Lives. It's one of his experience through his clinic. So therefore, looking our unwholesome thoughts, we have to develop our ability to control that thoughts. It's come through our awareness and mindfulness. Awareness and mindfulness. First, you recognize it as harmful. Oh, these thoughts is not useful. These thoughts is harmful because it's come through desire, hatred, and ignorance. Recognizing the nature, the roots, so then we are ready to develop our energy to control. That's a discipline. If there is no self, what comes back to the human world? Very good, very deep questions. To answer these questions, I need a week. This is generally these questions arise when we start to discuss Dhamma in deeper level. So, very good questions. If there is no self, what's come back? What is this sansaric journey? Who we are if we are not existing? So, that is the level that we can understand through our wisdom that we develop right now. That's why we have to develop our wisdom to see what is the reality in here. To see what is the reality in here. We born to this world with the help of few things. Karma is one. There are some other facts. So with the help of all these things, now there is something. We are holding that things as existing things, but actually really nothing exists. Each and every moment, rising and falling, appearing and vanishing. but it's happening continuously and very quickly. The speed is not able to catch with our wicked mind. Therefore, we are holding these things is existing as we think, oh, this thing is existing, but reality is not there. It's like this. You can think about this, a very simple explanation for that. Think about the fire. Collecting some debris using lighter or box of matches, whatever, we ready to set the fire. To have that fire, there are few reasons. Oxygen level, dry woods, and lighter or box of matches, anything, the main reasons are there. With the help of all these things, now we set the fire, now we can see the fire. Looking at this fire, who can say nothing exists? Fire is here. When you touch it, you burn. You can feel it. Using a camera, you can take a pictures. No? So many things are there. So then, all these are the naturally, what is the reality, under rising and falling, appearing and disappearing, appearing and disappearing. But our mind is not speed enough to see this reality, appearing and disappearing reality. Therefore we think, oh, this thing is existing. These things are existing. Just think about this bulb, you might heard about. Each and every bulbs, when it's turned on the lights, you can see the lights. But what is happening, what is the reality is there. Every nanosecond it's turn off and turn on. I don't know about this, physics people say so. That's why I'm also taking from that. But anyone can see turn off and turn on here? No. Continuously lights coming to us. Our weakness, our eyes, as I mentioned, not the eyes, our mind see the lights. Our mind is not speed enough to see that changes. So therefore, even though we think we are sitting here, each and every nanosecond is changing. But our mind is not speed enough to see that changes. Practicing Dhamma, developing awareness and mindfulness, developing concentration, we are trying to speed up our mind. That is the meaning of practicing Dhamma. We are trying to speed up. So therefore, in here, for now, yes, there is something. But it's existing only 17 nanosecond. Only 17 nanosecond. But it's changing very quickly within 17 nanosecond. Who can count and who can see it? Our mind is not developed enough. Therefore, we naturally hold these things are existing. It is the results of our ignorance. It is a result of our ignorance. That is the meaning of ignorance. So, in here something. For now, we have to accept it. We have to accept as things are existing for now. But when we are able to develop our mind, then we can see what is happening. Really, we can see what is happening. Impermanence or anicca means non-existent. Yes. When you come to a level when you understand there is non-existent in this world, and at the same time how to practice metta to all living beings in this world. Okay, if nothing existed, what is the meaning of practicing metta? These are the questions, no? Very good questions. Metta, now we are trying to develop our metta, but metta is the nature of enlightened beings. When you don't have anger, when you eliminate all the defilements from your mind, then naturally you are full of metta. Metta is the nature of all enlightened beings. It is not something that they have to try to gain. Metta is there. For example, just think about when we have rain, years ago, maybe 100, 200 years ago, people believe rain is a creation of the God. We have rain given by the God. People believe it. Later on, through the science, we are able to realize the circle. Water evaporate by the sun and collect in clouds. Again, it's given as a rain. We know the circle. When we have that knowledge, when we have confidence about this system, you don't have any doubt or any belief, oh, God is giving rain for us. You don't have it. Naturally, it's disappearing. Then what you have now? When you have rain, you know the circle. We have rain because the system is working well. You know that. In same way, when you attain enlightenment, when you get rid of all the defilements from your mind, you can see in here living beings are existing only 17 nanosecond, but all these are living beings who are in this birth and death circle. So naturally they have compassion. Naturally they have love and friendliness thoughts. They don't want to do any harmful things to anyone, because this is the nature. What is the nature? Their ignorance is there. Their desire is there. Their hatred is there. As a result of they are in this chakra. They are in this circle. Enlightened beings knows that. They can see it. Therefore, they have compassion. They have loving friendliness thoughts. Even though they do some mistake, they have equanimity. That enlightened beings does not have any jealous. They are helping us to develop our wholesomeness, to get rid of our unwholesomeness. All these things are happening. Is the nature of enlightenment. Metta is a nature of enlightenment. Metta is not something that they try to gain. We are trying to develop our metta because we are not enlightened. We are still living with anger. We are still living with jealousy. We are still living with ignorance. We are still living with all other defilements. There are 1,500 defilements. Holding all the defilements in this mind, to tolerate in this society, we have to develop metta. You have to develop metta. So we are trying to develop metta, but enlightened means that's their nature. Naturally they have all these situations because they don't have any defilements in their mind. For humans who are living in the society and cannot detach the way you do living away from the society, how would you have us? Okay, very good. As a monk, we are free from many attachments that you have. You are attached to your family. You are attached to your job. Without job, how you can get your basic supports, basic needs? No? You need a shelter. You need medicine. You need to eat something. You need to wear something. You need a place to stay. So, all these basic things you can fulfill earning some money, because this society need money. So you have to do that. There are few discourses that Buddha delivered. Pattakamma Vibhanga Sutta, Sigalovada Sutta, Vyaggapajja Sutta. All these sutta explain the way how lay people should live. Even Mangala Sutta, Parabhava Sutta, Vasala Sutta, all these suttas are explaining the way how lay people should live, maintaining main goal. Protecting, staying with 5 precepts, and protecting your word and actions, doing good things, doing always useful things to you and others. This kind of lifestyle you should have. Still you have to connect with other social activities. You have to engage with so many activities as a person who is living in the society. When they invite, you have to go to wedding. When they invite, you have to go to party. When the political leaders ask, you have to vote them. No? Those are kind of obligation as a citizens of the country. Because social activities are there. But each and every moment be mindful what you are engaging. What is the purpose of that things? Being mindful, it doesn't matter, you can participate all these activities. Because you know what you should do, what they are doing, what they are asking from you, as well as you know whether it is useful or harmful for you and others. Seeing all these things, paying attention to your word and actions, you can maintain your lay life. Not only that, even as a lay person, there are so many obligations. You have to take care of your parents. You have to take care of husband, wife, children. Not only that, even you have to take care of the country, participate in, politics is not something that prohibited by the Buddha. Because it does mention in few suttas about the way how the people should rule the country, how the way we have to support the leaders. All these things are in the suttas. There are many explanations through the sutta that you can get. So therefore, do right thing all the time. Right things which is connecting with your wholesome path. People can say this is right, but think about the wholesomeness. Think about the wholesomeness. Connecting with your wholesomeness, decide whether it is right or wrong, then you can see it is right, wholesome, do it. There is a simile. Your practice like a peacock journey. As you know, peacock can't fly fast. Peacock can't fly fast because feathers are huge. They have to take care of their feathers. Without feathers, there is no way to have any attraction for peacocks. So therefore, that is very important for them. Same as layperson, to take care of your family, take care economic system, take care political system. All these obligations are there with you. Same as that peacock feather. The monk's life, monastic life, like a swan, they does not have much feathers. so one can go fast. In the same way, we have wonderful opportunity after becoming a monk, lot of responsibilities we already cut off. So we have to use that opportunity to speed up our practice. But both are in same practice. There is no difference practice. In other things, I am thinking myself, according to the life stories of the Buddha's previous lives, Jataka story books, in Jataka story there are 555 stories. Actually, really 550 stories are there. Among those stories, only nine times Bodhisattva had ordained. What does it mean? Living as a lay person, you have more opportunity to develop your loving friendliness, compassion, sympathetic joy, equanimity, these 4 things. For example, you are coming from your workplace, your office, very tired day. You have a plan. Today is very tired, it's a long day. I want to go and rest. You are coming from your workplace to place where you are living, your dwelling place. Perhaps you have wife and kids, or husband and kids. When you are coming to your house, husband or wife ready to say, little one is not good, better to go to see the doctor. But you had a plan to relax because it was a long day. Now, there is a obligation, little one is not good, have to go to see the doctor. Now your compassion come in with equanimity, mix in with loving friendliness. Oh, you ready to forget all other unhappy stages that you experience because of long day? You don't want to relax, you don't want to rest, you're ready to go to see the doctor with your little one. Why? Your compassion arise, your sympathetic joy, equanimity, particularly equanimity arise there, and then you're ready to carry little one to hospital. You have opportunity to see your equanimity, compassion, loving friendliness. Living in a monastery, we don't have that. Which is the more beneficial to practice metta, compassion, karuna, upeksha, lay life. Therefore, to realize the samsara as well as to increase all these qualities, lay life is better than the monastic life. That is my personal view. It does not mean I'm ready to go back to lay life, okay? There are so many benefits. But even though in lay life, there are so many opportunities that you can use. Not only that, think about, as a householder, so many requests are there. Whether you are mother or father, it doesn't matter. Little one always asking so many things. To go to school, to do some things, no? About vacations. But as a monk, no one coming to us to go to vacation. No one asking, none of residents, luckily they don't ask any vacation from me here. They don't ask to go to any trip. Outgoing dinner, outgoing lunch, they don't ask. How nice it. But you don't have that opportunity. You have to listen to them. If there is 5 people, there are 5 requests. You have to fulfill it. how many requests it doesn't, if there is 5 people, there might be millions requests, not just 5. So, your equanimity level is increasing along with compassion and loving friendliness. So, there is opportunity living in lay life. I am not encouraging to continue your life. If someone want to become a monk, this place is open. We have extra robes and things. Okay, but see things as positive. No need to be negative. Okay. Can you please explain how to practice equanimity to ourselves and others? Okay. Now already I explained these questions. I think you may not have any more doubt about that way how we can develop our equanimity. Equanimity, metta, karuna, mudita, all these we call Satara Brahma Vihara, all these are working together. When you start to develop your metta, compassion also developing, equanimity and sympathetic joy, all these qualities are there with same practice. Can we please clarify how can we pass good merits of any good deeds that we do to our parents and loved ones who are alive? There is no way to pass your merits to others. There is no way. There is no way. There is one and only way that you can share merits with your departed one if they reborn in Paradattupa Jivi. There are 31 realms. Among 31, there is a particular place, Paradattupa Jivi. They are willing your supports. But as living parents, as living friends, relatives, you can share your happiness with them. I did such a great things. I am so happy about that. You can make a picture on their mind. If they are developing their wholesomeness, then they can rejoice it. Oh, wonderful! You did it great. This is the way how they can rejoice it. This is the way how they can share it. Otherwise, with living ones, no one can share things, particularly merits. There was an incident. King Bimbisara, as I remember, King Bimbisara was given a particular dana, name for it Asadisa Mahadana. I don't know any English term for that. You can find it. Asadisa Mahadana. It is the greatest dana that we can practice. Asadisa Mahadana. While he was preparing, one of his servant who was helping him to do this, having some thoughts, what the hell, this king is spending so much money, instead to spending this money to do such a things, and he was thinking something else. Why he is spending money for this? The king was organizing this purposely and meaningfully because he knew that about that meritorious deeds, so he wanted to fulfill it. That's why he was organizing that. But that fellow was thinking something else. Why this king spend so much money for this without doing a small way and using this money for other things. So at the end, the that important meritorious deed was finished. The Buddha came and all the monks was there. But generally, after having dana or after having alms, Buddha give Dhamma talks. But on that day he did not give a Dhamma talk. He stand up and went away from the place. He went to the temple. So the people who was traditions of the Buddha was confused. Why Buddha did not give Dhamma talk? Then some of them went back with him, the Buddha. At the temple, they asked, Venerable Sir, what happened? Why you did not give a Dhamma talk today? And then Buddha said, if I started to give a Dhamma talk, benefits of this practicing generosity, special meritorious deed, there was a person who was thinking something else, why the king spent this much money to do this without doing such a things, why he did these things, something like that. There was a kind of thoughts in his mind. If I started to give Dhamma sermon to explain the benefits of this pinkama, meritorious deeds, definitely that person will die because his heart is not able to tolerate that benefits. That much deeper level benefits are there. But that person was not aware that he had different kind of thoughts. So unfortunately he accumulated a lot of unwholesome things. See, now you can see, even though we are not doing that meritorious deed, taking that one as an opportunity to purify our mind, we can share that merits. Same time, if we are not mindful, if we are not wise enough to understand it, then we use same opportunity to develop our unwholesome thoughts, greed, hatred, and ignorance. So therefore, meritorious deeds, when you start to perform any kind of meritorious deeds, you can accumulate so many merits. Looking at the same activities, others also have opportunity to clean their mind. It's completely up to them. Completely up to them. No one can share it, particularly with living ones. But if they not that at that moment, you can share the activities done by you, making a good picture for them in their mind. You can help them to be happy. Unfortunately, if we are not really happy, then there is no way to share your merits. So therefore, happiness is the merits. So happiness you can't share with anyone. They have to gain happiness themselves, using it as an opportunity. So merits others can share, even though you don't invite them. They can take they can steal your merits, but it's not reducing from you. Looking at their behavior, we can be happy. Oh, how nice that person is. He's doing such a great things. We are cleaning our mind. No anger, no any unwholesome thoughts. Clean, pure heart is there. We are accumulating merits. So this is the way. Okay. Where does Bhavana stand on use of physics to improve spirituality? I don't know about this. So you can ask me personally these questions because it's not clear to me. I have rehearsal very fast and these letters are not clear for me to read because I'm not native speaker. I'm English. You can understand it. Therefore, please meet me. It's not clear for me. The letters are not clear. Okay. There's many compiled collections of books, audio recordings and suttas. It can become overwhelming on where to go next. What is your recommendation on books, recordings and or suttas to focus on a layperson? Don't focus anything. Be free from all these records, books and things. Focus on your mind, what arises in your mind. That's it. Information. What does information can do? Nothing. When you go to Google, whatever you need, you can you can take it from Google. So you don't want to keep information. There is a stanza in Sanskrit. Pustakasta Chayavid. It is not Buddhist, but it is good for us. Pustakasta Chayavidya Parahaste Chayaddanam Karikale Samayate Naso Vidya Nataddanam. Knowledge in books. All the knowledge are there in the books. Money in banks. Karya Kale Sama. When you need it to use some knowledge, if you don't have that knowledge, can you say, oh, knowledge are there in the books? Wait a moment, I want to check it. Oh, there is something that you need money. Money are in bank but unusable. You can't use it. It's not usable. So therefore, you can say someone, I have money in the bank but not usable. Is it any meaningful things? No. Therefore, Karya Kali Samayata, when you needed it, you have to be able to use it. Therefore, records, notes, books, whatever knowledge, suttas, whatever things are there, it not useful if you are not taking those things to your mind, to use it, benefits for yourself and others. So, we don't want to worry about all these materials. That's why there was a wonderful story during the Buddha's time. There were friends who ordained together. One was very young, other one was quite old. The old one thought, okay, I don't have good memory. I don't want to study all the suttas delivered by the Buddha. I want to directly practice Dhamma. Meditate, and I want to develop my Sila, Samadhi, Panya. That's it. He started that path. Other one was young, he wanted to study suttas. He was curious and he started to study sutta. He was able to memorize all the suttas. Then there were some other young, they came to learn sutta from him. Now he has a lot of students. Other one started to practice Dhamma. He was attaining enlightenment. There were followers who wanted to attain enlightenment. Few years later, both of them had the thoughts to see the Buddha. Then both of them planned to go and see the Buddha. Both of them did not meet much. Once a while they met, but they did not get any opportunity to talk about their self. But somehow, at that day, they got opportunity to talk about their practice. Then one who can read sutta, who can memorize all the sutta, started to make questions to other one who already attained enlightenment. Do you know that sutta? Then he replied, no, I don't know. Then do you know other one, that sutta? No, I don't know. What the hell you did as a monk so many years? You don't gain nothing. That monk who can memorize all the sutta was blamed into other monk. Somehow the matter went to the Buddha. Buddha knew this fellow already attained enlightenment. This one can memorize all the suttas, but nothing any gain inside. So at the end Buddha said, you are not my son. He is really my son. The person who don't know any sutta of the Buddha, but he applied the method, he attained enlightenment. Buddha directly declared he as my real son. You are not my son. You are like a person who is take care in cows. We have a word for that, Gopala. Gopala means who take care in cows. He does not belongs anything from cows. No milk, no cow manure, not belongs to him. Everything, productions belongs to the owner. You are like that person. So, in this manner, someone can say, I have Sutta Pitaka, English, Pali, or even sometimes Burmese letters, anything you can say. What is the purpose keeping these things if you don't have in your mind also those things with your practice? So therefore, we have in the library, because time to time we need to gain our knowledge, increase our knowledge. If there is a doubt, we want to clarify it. Therefore, that reason we have that. Keeping these things without using, those things become useless because we are not using it. Therefore, don't worry. There are 84,000 sermons delivered by the Buddha. Don't worry about it. 84,000. To explain one thing. That is the problem. Buddha had given 84,000 sermons to explain one thing. What is that? Four Noble Truths. Four Noble Truths is the only teaching that Buddha gave us. Why Buddha gave that so lessons, that so teachings, 84,000 teachings? Because we are weak. We are weak. It's not problem of him, it's problem of us. We are weak. We are not able to understand it. That's why there is a wonderful story behind Madhupindik, Hannibal Discourse. There was a guy who was related to the Buddha. After lunch, Buddha was having walking meditation in the forest, by the forest. That person also came to do some walk by the forest. So then somehow he met the Buddha. He knew about the Buddha, but they never met. They were relative. Then asked from the Buddha, hey, I know you are a very famous teacher. What do you teach? That was the question he asked to the Buddha. Then Buddha said, I teach to my students not to debate. Not to debate. Live without debating. That is my teaching. That person was so upset. He went away from the Buddha. He don't want to listen to anymore. Very simply, the Buddha explained about 84,000 suttas what he had been delivering. What is the main purpose of his teaching? Live without debating. Why we are debate? We don't have clear understanding, so we have to debate it. When you realize it, there is nothing to debate. You already realize it. So, Buddha taught us for realization according to our capacity. Same thing Buddha explained in different ways. Now you can see the teaching skills of the Buddha. Same one thing explained in 84,000 ways. The Buddha is the greatest teacher who lived in this world. Never come back that kind of teachers in this dispensation. Another Buddha would come in next dispensation. He would be another best teacher. So, therefore, suttas and all the teachings are there. Don't worry. Try to get main thing. Try to apply it to our practice, our day-to-day life. That's it. We don't have to worry about. But if there is an opportunity, if you are trying to gain knowledge first and then practice, that's fine. If we have time. So that is the way how we did. I became a monk when I was 9 years. Those days, when as a beginner, I did not have idea what is Nibbana, what is enlightenment. My teacher was guiding me to, okay, go read this one. I was reading it. Give the meaning, okay. I was giving meaning to him. Again, okay, now you finish this one, go at this one. There was some punishment also. But that is the way how we started to learn these things. We had enough time. At the beginning of our life, at the age 9, if someone is starting to teach Four Noble Truth, then I might go away from that teacher. No? Because my mind is not, growing up to understand that concept. Therefore, we have different methods. That's why we have 84,000 sermons. Okay. If there is no permanent unchanging core of self to be found in one's body and mind, and there's just a stream of perspective happening, and there is a stretch of experience but no and abiding self-experience, then what is reincarnation? I think I already answered these questions. So, it's almost, I had been taken more than 10 minutes. Now I think that's enough. Still, a few questions are remain. To get the answer for these questions are never ending. So I will organize another retreat. Please join that retreat to get the answer for this. So thank you very much. I hope most of your questions was able to clarify, and take a 10-15 minutes break and come back to meditate. Thank you.
Sadhu, sadhu.